Kennedy's independent run ties the race between Trump, Biden. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s announcement Monday to run for president as an independent complicates the presidential race, with early surveys showing him tying up the race between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. A Fox News poll from Wednesday found that in a three-way race between Trump, who is the frontrunner for the Republican nomination, Biden and Kennedy, Biden and Trump tie at 41% and Kennedy sucks up 16% of the vote. A Zogby survey conducted for the pro-Kennedy PAC American Values 2024 had similar findings, with Trump and Biden tied at 38% and with Kennedy garnering 19% of the vote. What's interesting is that when a generic independent candidate was polled against Trump and Biden, Trump actually won that race 40% to Biden's 38%. But when Kennedy, a prominent anti-vaxxer, was specifically asked about, he pulled support away from the Republican ex-president. Based on that, today we have some votes taken away from Trump. But there is still over a year out, and considering the American political landscape and geopolitical hotspots, a lot can happen between today and Election Day, pollster Jeremy Zogby told DailyMail.com. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s announcement Monday to run for president as an independent complicates the presidential race, with early surveys showing him tying up the race between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. Additionally, the numbers shake out differently in the Fox poll. In that survey, Biden was 1 point ahead of Trump if just the two of them were on the ballot, with 49% for Biden and 48% for Trump. When Kennedy was added, Biden lost that edge and he and Trump tied. But a two- or three-way general election isn't likely, because academic Cornel West has already entered the fray and will likely appear as the Green Party's candidate on the 2024 general election ballot. Fox did not test what a four-way race looked like, but instead weighed how West's bid would impact Biden's and Trump's. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. West does more damage to Biden than Kennedy, the Fox poll found, as West attracts the left wing of the Democratic Party, as he was politically aligned with Senator Bernie Sanders during the last two presidential election cycles. In that three-way race, Trump wins with the support of 45% of the electorate, while Biden gets 43% and West grabs 9% of the vote. Fox found that independents were more likely to go for Kennedy, 41%, than West, 28%. And that was detrimental to Trump, who performs 9% better among independents against West than when Kennedy is in the picture. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. A lot of pundits and practitioners speculate West would draw from Biden and Kennedy would draw from Trump, Republican pollster Darren Shaw said. That may prove out over the long run, but third-party or independent candidates tend to draw disproportionately from those who are more independent and less engaged, and that checks out in this poll. Part of the speculation is thanks to another poll, this one from Quinnipiac University, that found that Kennedy was viewed the most favorably by Republicans. 48% of Republicans polled had a favorable view of Kennedy, while just 14% of Democrats said they liked him. Among independents, 38% said they viewed Kennedy favorably, while 37% had an unfavorable view of him. A Kennedy 2024 bus is parked outside his campaign rally Thursday in Miami, Florida. Early polling on his independent presidential run shows that he ties the race between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. A Quinnipiac University poll from earlier this month showed that Republicans have a more favorable view of Kennedy than Democrats, despite Kennedy previously running in the Democratic primary. The biggest hurdle for any presidential candidate is ballot access. Essentially, will their name appear on the 2024 general election ballot in every state? That's why traditional candidates will usually run in the Democratic or Republican primary, because those two parties have reserved space on ballots across the nation. But so do some lesser-known parties, including the Green Party and the Libertarian Party. The moderate political group, No Labels, is working to secure a spot on ballots across the nation and will decide in April whether to field a candidate. The New York Times reported last month on a previously undisclosed meeting that Kennedy had in July with Angela McArdle, the chair of the Libertarian Party, stoking speculation that he could appear as their candidate on the ballot. Polling from NBC News conducted last month found that Biden was diminished when a Libertarian, a Green Party and a no-labels candidate all appeared on the ballot. Biden and Trump were tied at 46% support when it's just the two of them on the ballot. But when three extra candidates are added to the equation, Biden loses to Trump 36% to 39%. In that scenario, a Libertarian candidate would take 5% of the electorate. A no-labels candidate would siphon away 5% and a Green Party candidate would get the support of 4%. The poll found. Pollsters didn't use West's name when asking respondents about a Green Party pick. Kennedy also wasn't tested as a candidate in this particular survey.